What is going on YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. In today's video we're going to be setting up this 4-foot open top tank behind us. Let's get straight on with it. Welcome back to the video everyone. So, as some of you know, I picked this tank up from ND Aquatics probably a couple of months ago now. I've just been so busy with work, doing other things, basically making excuses really, but I've been out, I've got myself a Fluvial E300, a Fluvial 407 filter for this tank. So let's basically get this set up today. And also, I've got a Fluvial light here, which is just resting on top at the moment. And you know what? It works perfectly. So I'm going to leave this light on here, because that looks absolutely epic. But what I'm probably going to do, I'm probably going to move this tank in the corner here, because this tank, I'm probably going to sell this tank eventually. And I've got a 4-foot tank coming here and another 3-foot tank coming here, so then I won't have to move this tank ever again. So it's going to go in the corner. We can use the water out of this tank for this tank, so there's loads of bacteria. The water's nice and warm. This tank actually needs a water change as well, so I'm hitting two birds with one stone. But anyway, let's crack on, let's get this moved and start getting this tank set up. Tank is emptied. I've decided not to move this tank because it's going to be a lot of messing around, and I've got to move it again anyway, so I don't want to move it twice. So I'm going to leave this set up here, and we can basically just move this tank later on, slide this tank. Do you know what? I'll probably keep this tank in the middle, put the other 4-foot tank there, and then the 3-foot tank there. So this is sort of the show tank in the middle. So that's going to stay right there. It's emptied. As what I've done now, I just took all the stuff out of it. I had a load of dragonstone in it, some fake plants, some bogwood. There's actually some... It is actually live rock, which I got delivered ages ago from Aquatics. So that's live rock, which we're going to use on another setup on a Malawi's tank. But what we need to do now, we need to unbox the 407, get that all plumbed in, ready to go, and get the heater in there. And obviously I've got the light set up, and that's basically it. And then start scaping the tank. I've just been having to dig about in the garden and stuff, and down the side of my house, and I've just found some old dragonstone, which when I closed down a tank ages ago, I just found some dragonstone down there. It's got some spiders and bits in it, which I need to clean off. There's another bit there. But there's a few new bits here as well, which were in the tank, which are well nice. Look how nice these are, man. But I'm probably going to rinse these off in water, because it does mess up the water clarity. But what we're going to use, we're probably going to use this white sand, which I've got here. I've got a couple of bags of this. There's another bag just here as well. I've got some tropical aquarium soil here. But I don't think I'm going to do a planted tank on this one. So I'm not going to put that in. You can plant tanks in sand. It does work. Plant nubius in sand, all sorts of plants. But we're not going to do a massive planted tank in here. I'm basically going to do like a dragonstone effect in this tank with white sand and then some bogwood, and then maybe a load of tetras swimming about. But let's get it all together, and we can see what's going to look good. This is why it's so important, yeah, to rinse off your dragonstone. Check this out. So here's a new bit of dragonstone here. Watch what happens when you put it in the water. Look at the water clarity. Let's get another bit as well. And that's one bit I've just put in there. Look at the stat of that. So this bit here, look, it's quite porous. So look at the water. Look, it's all actual clay built in here. Look, because it's actually a natural stone. So you've got to be really careful when you put it in your tank, especially if you've got a tank set up and you're adding dragonstone into it, because it will just mess up your clarity. Look at that. I'm going to let that soak in there with a few of these bits as well. Let's put them in there. That one can go in there. Another new one can go in there. I'm not too worried about the old ones. I'm going to give them a rinse through, but they're not going to mess up the clarity because they've been used before. There's a couple of little bits in there which we can use. So let them soak for a bit. But I've just opened up the heater. Where have I put it? Put it down somewhere. There's the heater there, and I'm just about to open up the filter now, get this all plugged in. Obviously don't turn it on because there's no water in the tank, and then we'll get some sand in this tank and start making it look sick. I'm just setting up the Fluvial filter now. This is how much ceramic they give you in these filters. It's no way near enough. Look, I would start stacking this normally like this. I will do a separate video on that and start stacking it like I probably do, but these trays here come with the carbon and phosphate remover, which I'm doing away with. I've got some other bags of ceramic here, which I'm basically just going to chuck in these trays, just to build up some more bacteria in the tank really. But yeah, that's not enough for these filters. There's nowhere near enough bacteria going to grow on these for this size filter. So when you're setting these filters up, be careful. You do need to get some more ceramic rings because this is not enough. But that's the filter all unboxed. We're going to get this all plugged in, and then yeah man, I can't wait to get this set up. It's going to look sick. Right, filter's in place. It's all ready to go. I've put the gasket in around the filter head as well, and I've actually put some silicone grease, more silicone grease around it, just to double check it's nice and sealed. But I've noticed a bit of a problem here. I've got this inlet here which goes into the filter itself. Obviously that inlet there, this tank's not really tall, is it? So as you can imagine, the inlet's going to sit at the bottom. So what I'm basically going to do, I'm going to cut this sort of in half so it sort of sits about that sort of height in the tank. So let's go and get a saw out of the van and cut this in half now. Everything's ready to go. Filters on, lights on, heater's in, all ready to go. Obviously nothing's plugged in except from the light. That's how much I took off the inlet of the filter. So I basically cut the pipe in half, and it's worked out. I don't think it's worked out sound. I've got to adjust it a bit at the moment because it looks like it's on the wonk. But yeah, I think it worked out sound. I don't want it near enough touching the sand bed. I'm not going to put tons and tons of sand in there, so I'm not worried about that too much. But yeah, that's all ready to go. So basically now, it's the fun bit. We can start scaping the tank. Right, let's start scaping the tank. I've just added some sand to it. It's just basically white sand. That was like near enough 2 bags, so there's plenty of sand in there. Now I'm not going to add any more. I've got another bag over there, but I want to save it for another tank as well. So what we're going to do now is start getting some rocks and start putting some wood in. Another quick tip: when I scape my tanks, I put a line in the middle to tell me where the line of the middle of the tank is. So basically, just score a line in the middle where your sand bed is, and it basically just tells you when you're working over the tank, you know where the middle of the tank is. It will make things a lot easier for you. Now, what we're going to do, I've got a big bit of wood, bogwood which I've got in this tank here. Let me show you. So there's a big bit of bogwood there. I'm going to add this to this tank as well, because it's been sitting in there for a while now. It's got loads of good bacteria on it, and it'd be perfect to put in this tank. And do you know what? Looking at it now, it's going to stick out quite a lot. It might look well nice and natural. So let's get this out of this tank. I'm going to pop this in maybe here somewhere, or maybe the other side. I don't want to put anything in the middle. I'm going to sort of do the scape here and the scape there, keep the middle separate. We're going to go for some corridors, catfish and stuff. So we'll be able to see them swimming around, cleaning out the sand bed all day. So let's get this wood out and see how it looks. Now I've just took the wood out of that tank, so obviously that tank's going a bit mental at the moment, so I need to quickly chop that up because that's a massive piece of wood for a tank like that. Okay, so that's the Scape all done. I'm kind of pleased with it. I love this bit of wood coming out of the tank here. I found a random bit of wood there which I took out from the from my guppy tank up here, because that bit of wood there hasn't been soaking, and you know what? You know what's going to happen. It was going to start floating. So I basically put this bit in here, and I found another bit there which looks like a sort of a branch, and I sort of wedged it in there with a dragonstone. So we've got a bit of a Scape going on here, and we've got another Scape going on here. I'm probably going to shove this Scape a little bit to the left now, just so we've got a bit of clear edge down the side here. So it's about, matches that, about 45, 50 mil, something like that, around there. Because then you've always got your fish swimming round, and they've got access to go around all the sides, and everything stays nice and crystal clear then, the sand bed. So let's do that, and then we can start filling it up. So it's the same amount of distance there from it is over there, so it all looks nice and symmetrical. And inside, so here's my line here, there's about the same sort of distance between this rock and that rock there. I'll move that one over a little bit, but yeah, I think that's going to look well cool. Let's start filling this tank up with water. Now I'm going to start draining some of the water out of this tank as well. I'm going to probably put, like, I'll do a 30-40% water change straight into this tank. So there's warm water going in here. Like I said earlier, this tank needs a water change, but check out the buckets where the dragonstone was. Look how filthy this is. It's obviously going to still chuck up some of the muck into this tank, but that's going to save a lot from your filter doing its work. You know, it's got to clean all of that before it even starts cycling the tank. So yeah, it's a must to clean your new dragonstone off, 100%. But anyway, let's stop going on. Let's fill it up. Right, tank's all set up. I'm over the moon with it. It looks epic, man. Come have a look. Obviously the water's got to clear up still yet, but check it out, man. Absolutely sick. Love it, man. Got to give the glass a bit of a buff here and there, but that's it. Obviously I've got my Fluval light resting on here. I've got the Fluval 407 in there, and then I've got a Fluval E300 heater which is at the back there. And do you know what? That wood kind of disguises all the filter heads and everything from this view. You don't really see anything, you know. But let's come out in a few hours, let the water clear up, and we'll see what it looks like tonight. It's the morning after. Check out the tank. I've just literally turned the light on just to show you on the video, but obviously some little air bubbles and stuff which have got settled yet. But yeah, man, the tank looks sick. What do you guys think? Also, what should we stock in this tank? I'm thinking we're going to put some rare plecos in it. Obviously, I love rare plecos. Maybe some angelfish. What fish don't jump? What fish can I put in here? What do you reckon? I don't want to put fish that can jump in here, obviously, because they'll be on the floor. I'll lose my fish. Be well annoyed. Like I said, we could put angelfish in here. I'm pretty sure they don't jump. I haven't kept them for years. I would put my rainbows in here, but I think the rainbows jump. There's a few rainbows in here somewhere. Let's turn this light on. So I've got quite a few rainbows in here. There's a load of bristlenose, look, which I got the other day. I just munched on a bit of courgette. But yeah, let us know in the comments below what you think we should put in here. A lot of people said on Instagram last night I should put some geophagus in here, earth eaters. But yeah, let me know what you guys think. But what do you all reckon on the tank? I think it looks absolutely epic, man. I love the look of it. I love the simple Scape. There's no messing about with plants, planting plants. You know, I haven't got to add any CO2 to this tank. It just looks sick. You know, you're going to get your colours off the fish, so that's what I'm about at this tank. But yeah, let us know in the comments below. But anyway, thanks for watching the video as always. Like and subscribe to the channel, ding the notification bell, and keep it real.